again. Well, electing new leaders is up again, and these contestants will be asking for our support. Every single vote will make a difference. Let me remind you that your choices this coming week will go a long way and have a long-term impact on the decisions that we take as a branch. So I entreat you all to choose carefully. Now it's time for us to listen to what our unopposed branch chairperson have for us. Let me say a big thank you to the branch election committee headed by Dr. Dre, who is a patron of NPP USA based in Atlanta, Mr. Ebo Kwanzaa, Director of IT, Dr. Godfred Ebo Foley, who is the chairman of our Delaware chapter. We also had tremendous support from Chairman Emmanuel Jatatebre, the chairman of Pennsylvania. I cannot end this without thanking our fantastic members for all the support and your participation. To the candidates for availing yourselves and stepping up to be considered for branch positions, we are more than excited and we are proud of you. I wish you all the best of luck. Please allow me to introduce our moderators for today. We have Mr. Emmanuel Mensah, who is the chairman for NPP Colorado, and the outgoing chairman for NPP Colorado, and Ms. Yvonne McCowan, the Atlanta chapter secretary. Over to you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Levels, our branch director of research and elections. My co-moderator is joining us, here, or she's actually, with us. Before we kickstart tonight's conversation, which is the last of the dialogues that we have had over the past 3 consecutive, weeks, I would like to begin by quoting from one of a renowned, personality who talks about leadership. The very essence of leadership is that you have to have vision. You can't blow an uncertain trumpet, unquote, by Theodore Hensbeck. It is very important and is very rewarding throughout the entire journey that we have had over the last 3 weeks. And more importantly, to hear from all the candidates. And as we bring this to the finality, we would offer the chairperson the opportunity to give us her vision, her accomplishments over the years, and what she's actually ushering us into the next phase of her term. Without much as I do, I would like to invite my co-moderator, Ms. Yvonne McCowan, who would actually be taking us through the entire instructions process or the process for tonight's event. Of course, it is just our chairperson who has the sole mandate.
The speaker is not working. Please check
give
your
us
connection or use
everything. But I would like to, at this point, see to Ms. McCowan to give us the instruction for the chairperson before we officially begin. Ms. McCowan, if you're there, please take over from me.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so this last forum is dedicated to the chairperson. And here are the instructions. First, to the candidate. The chairperson will have 2 minutes for an opening statement, 8 minutes to present your accomplishments over the past 4 years, 8 minutes to outline your vision for the next 4 years to voters, and 2 minutes to close your statement. Please mute your phone if you're not speaking. All right, this will make it about a total of 20 minutes for the chairperson tonight. Please note that this forum will be broadcast live on Facebook for members in and outside the country and will be uploaded on the NPP USA website for future broadcasts. Now, instructions for the viewers. Please turn off your cell phones or put it on silent mode to avoid interrupting the program. We request that you treat all candidates fairly, and in this case, it's just Madam Chair. Please remain quiet throughout the forum. No clapping, no cheering, or calling out names. We ask that you be very, very respectful. Thank you very much. With that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Emmanuel Mensah.
Thank you once again, Ms. Yvonne McCowan, my co-moderator. Ms. Obaya Frimpong, our able and capable chairperson. We have you tonight as you have listened to the instructions given. It is now your turn to give us an open remarks. And as the instructions were read, if there's any other thing that we need to explain further, please don't hesitate to let us know. But at this point, it is all yours to deliver to the hearing of our audience. Thank you very much, and we yield back to you, our chairperson.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Elections Committee for putting such a laudable event like this so that we can all have the chance to engage each other as to the way forward for our branch. So I'd like to thank them for such a wonderful show. I also take this opportunity to thank the moderators who are leading this chat tonight. Fellow crocodiles, I'm very excited this evening to reach all of you at the various rooms, wherever you are, and to say a big thank you for all the support you gave me, you gave my leadership and my team for leading the branch the past 4 years. We could not have done it without your support, and we plead with you going forward that we are going to also need your support. The last 4 years was quite a challenging year, considering that the whole world was hit with COVID. But through it all, you did not leave us, you supported us, you backed us in all the activities that we were able to accomplish. And together we're very successful. So I'd like to thank you. And going forward, I want to assure you that we are going to continue to serve you with all humility, with honesty, and to continue to expand our collective potential as a branch, to unravel the talents that lie within the branch so that together we can lift the image of the new patriotic party here in the United States. I'm going to continue to count on your support, to count on your ideas, because I believe MPP USA has been the incubation of ideas for our mother party, and I'll continue to rely on your support to make that happen. So thank you so much for the support, and you here. And thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, for your opening statement. Before we give you an opportunity for the next 8 minutes to tell the branch about your accomplishment and its members, I would like to remind all of our audience and also our listeners and viewers, across, that we will have an opportunity to ask our chairperson 2 questions. There will be a total of 4 questions that will be asked. One of each is going to come from the moderators, and 2 would actually be designated to our viewers. So please feel free as you hear or listen to the chairperson give, the accomplishment and the way forward in the next 4 years. Use the chat room to type or text us whatever questions that you have. Unfortunately, we cannot ask every question that is going to be put on the chat room, but we would ensure that those 2 that needs to go to the chairperson will do our best to make sure she gets to answer those questions. So we will read the questions, out as you type them in the chat room during the time of question and answers. So with that, I would like to yield back to our chairperson to give us another 8 minutes of her time to talk about the accomplishments over the past 4 years. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Moderator Emmanuel. The last 4 years, I will humbly say, was a year that NPP USA was able to accomplish quite a number of vision that we had coming to office. And I'll repeat this. This was not done alone. It was not only the accomplishment of the branch chairperson, but a collective accomplishment by the executives, by the branch executive committee and the steering committee that was put in place to run the affairs of this branch. One of the things that confronted us as we came into office was the issue that was going on in Washington, D.C. We had election issues for 9 months. That issue hung on. We came in, we took the mantle, and we made sure that issue was resolved. So we were successful. We're very successful in delivering the issue that was going on in Washington to now have a Washington, D.C. chapter that ran the entire 4-year period. One of the things that we also planned on doing was how do we formalize the activities of the branch to enable us function very effectively. So can we continue to do the same thing the same old way? So we took the mantle of leadership and began to formalize the internal processes of the party in terms of administering the branch. We created email addresses for branch executives so that things that we do as a branch are all in one email that is controlled by NPP USA. Because the things we do are not things we do for ourselves. They are the intellectual property of the branch, and so it has to be kept as such. So we took steps to make sure that emails are generated, membership, business cards were created for members. We made sure our website was functioning very properly because we have to revamp the entire website that we had. Our social media handles that were very dormant, we made sure we activated it and has been working very actively, whether Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that, functioning very properly. One of the projects that we also took on was to make sure that as a branch, we had what we call a style guide. It is something that we plan to launch going forward. And the style guide was to guide the entire branch in terms of how we do our things. Even the way we use the logo of the branch has to be regulated in the style guide. And in the course of the conference, we are going to just give a little bit of what we were working on because it's a big project and it's going to take time. So that is also something that we made to do. And one of the things that we knew was a challenge to the branch was how we manage our database and all that. And with that, we started the process of creating the member management system. We look at different options that were there, and eventually with the help of the IT team, we were able to put a member management system that we operated for quite some time before eventually we launched it not too long ago. And within the member management system is embedded a member ID system, which is electronic or a digital base. Because one of the things that became part of the challenges that we were facing was the machine we use to do our membership card is a stationary machine. So if person A is operating it and person A is not there, then people looking for their ID may not get it until person A returns. And so what other means can we do in terms of leveraging on technology to be able to have a system where immediately a person complies with his or her obligation in terms of dues payment and contribution, immediately a card is sent to that person electronically that they can download on their phone and use it. So that too was also accomplished. We also took steps to create a communications portal, which was a project that I instructed the communications team to put together so that it can be a repository for all the things that we can talk of, archives, newspapers, documents, reports, so that our communicators will be those things will be readily available if our communicators had to go on radio or present the party in any way, shape, or form, but they will not be scrambling for information, but everything will be at one place where they go and they type in a keyword, and then that information will be given to them. This is part of how we wanted to augment our communications network. We also put together a comprehensive strategic document that was sent to the party to help the party augment the communications outfit of the party to make it more effective, make it more efficient. Even though the party did not use the document, but we still believe that the work that the members of NPP USA did is very good. And if the party going forward will adopt such a document, it will help us streamline our communications, because that is one of the challenges that we are being told, that we struggle as a party in government in terms of communication. So our goal was to help or assist the party to be able to accomplish that in a more effective and efficient way. One thing, we also took steps to expand our membership base. Throughout the 4-year period, we registered new members, 365 new members throughout the period. In the year 2018, about 115 members were registered for the party. 2019 was very low. We had 48 new members that was registered. 2021, we registered 109, and then there was 95 in 2000. So all summed together, it was about 365 members that we registered anew. We were able to create 5 new chapters, of which 2 were inaugurated. And we are yet to see to the inauguration of the other ones that came on board. There were 2 chapters that was very dormant. We helped them to revamp the chapters, which is the Houston chapter and the Minnesota chapter. We are also, financially, we're also able to make sure all our IRS obligation under the 527 IRS code was accomplished. We made sure year on, we did not file late. We made sure all our accounting work was done upright. And because of that, our finances with the government of the United States and our own finances internally were able to accomplish that very successfully. And at this point in time, there was a late filing that occurred even before we came to administration, that we are fighting with IRS to make sure that the penalties that was imposed on us is more or less withdrawn. We took steps to also update our bylaws, which was outdated. And there were so many things that has happened over the years that we have not been able to incorporate into our bylaws. So that also was accomplished during the term of office. We created logos and created logos for all our chapters. But one of the things about running a political party is you are marketing yourself. So you have to have some consistency in the way you go about doing those things. So we make sure that there's consistency across all our 25 chapters in terms of how we sell ourselves, how we market ourselves, how we brand ourselves, and we're able to successfully accomplish that as well.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, for the accomplishments that you've outlined for the past 4 years in the era of COVID, where the branch and its members are appreciative of you guys' work. At this juncture, we would move forward to what we're anticipating to happen in the next 4 years. Though we may not know, but we do believe that in trusting the reins in the leadership of this branch into your care and the rest of your leadership's care, you are going to direct us to the right destination. So we would like to offer you an 8-minute opportunity to tell, this, branch and its members what your vision is in the next, 4 years as you lead us. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Emmanuel, once again. 20 going forward, I think NPP USA in Article 2 of our bylaws talks about our aims and objectives, what we exist for. And one of the things that is very instructive that we all come to terms with is supporting our party, mobilizing resources, financial resources, technological resources, human resources to help our mother party. Because ultimately, everything we are doing here will have to climax at some point, which is winning political power. And so whatever we do, whether it is internal processes, whether it is our individual accomplishment, if it all doesn't culminate in us winning power, then whatever we have done as a party has come to nothing. So it is very instructive that we position ourselves, generate ideas, new ideas as to how to turn the fortunes of our party around. So we go into 2024 elections very strong, very ready, very strategic, leveraging on technology to win the elections and win it hands down. So it is going to be a burden on all of us as a branch and as members of this branch to give the leadership of this branch all the support and all the help we can galvanize to be able to be effective on grounds come 2024. We are going to do our part as leaders of this branch, and we need the support of membership of this branch to be able to accomplish it. One of the things that we need to be, I'll be focusing on with the help of my leadership and the work of our steering committee and our branch executive committee is how to help chapters that are falling behind revamp themselves, rejuvenate or recalibrate themselves to be more effective in their respective chapters. Because the chapters are the grassroots base of the branch. And if the chapters are weak, it will make the branch weak. And so what strategies we are going to put in place in terms of organizing, in terms of as a branch, working with the chapters to have events that will generate the membership that we need. It is my goal and it is my vision that I want to work with the chapter chairs, especially so that we can know what to do to help their chapters grow again. And there are quite a number of chapters that we all know have a huge challenge that we are going to help them resuscitate or recharge them back into being. And we are also going to look at new ways or new avenues to create new chapters. We've had places like Oklahoma where people have expressed interest in wanting to form chapters. How do we as a branch go there, start engaging the community there to be able to start forming new chapters there? Because in politics, it's about numbers. And so when you grow your numbers, then you are also potentially looking at growing your financial strength and capabilities to be able to be effective. So that is also going to be another area that we're going to look at very well. We're also going to focus on how to effectively implement all the standing committees that we have in our bylaws. Our bylaws came into effect August of last year after we did the amendment. But there's so many things in it that the old bylaws, there was no opportunity for us to have done that. And so this would be an opportunity to make sure that all standing committees, which I think we have 5 of them, you look at Article 6 of the bylaws, it talks about all the standing committees that we need to have. Over the years, we have operated the Constitutional and Legal Committee, but we have not activated the Finance Committee, whose sole responsibility is to help fundraise for the branch, and then also see to the budgetary arrangements of the branch. So that is something that we are also going to look into doing. Membership Development Committee is also going to be key, because that is going to be the driving force that will help us in terms of reviving those chapters that are struggling, and at the same time, new chapters that we want to also look at creating. We are also going to be looking at how we resource our parties back home in Ghana, especially during elections time. We look at 2020, we supported 24 constituencies across Ghana, which was quite a number. But one thing that has or was seen throughout that is sometimes we are not able to do our best when we are spread out all across the regions, instead of being focused on maybe one particular region, so that we are not moving and crisscrossing different regions, which we are shortchanged with time, because you are working within a certain period of time. And so let's say if MPP USA is partnering with, let's say, Greater Accra region, then all our members that we mobilize to go to Ghana will be concentrated only in Greater Accra, within the constituencies within Greater Accra. If it's Ashanti region, then that is where we are going to, be focusing on. So the 47, let's say, constituencies in Ashanti region will be spread out within that particular enclave to be able to be more effective, instead of losing time through driving, through crisscrossing and all that. So those are some of the things we want to bring on board. We have another outstanding issue that we are yet, the party in Ghana are yet to implement, that we want to continue to push. You look at Article 8 of the Constitution of the party, where it talks about external branches, and Article 8.5, which also talks about the inclusion of the external branches in the National Council and the National Executive Committee of the party. The law is in the Constitution of the party, but its full implementation has not been realized yet. So this proposal has been sent, it has not happened, but we look forward to making sure that whatever number they have to give us is given to us, so that we can confidently go into these two bodies to serve for the betterment of our branch, and to be the mouth, the spokesperson for the external branches at that level of the leadership of our party. One other areas too that we look forward to augmenting will be our women's wing, our youth wing, and our Nasara wing. Those are also part of the machinery of the party that feeds into the leadership of the party going forward. If you have a very strong youth base, it helps augment the party in terms of the youth being the future leaders of the party. So, so that is also going to be an area that we are going to look at, to make sure that the chapters have very strong youth organizers that are mobilizing within their respective localities to form a more bigger youth group that will be more effective, that will be more efficient, that will be engaged in more activities that will help the branch going forward. Now remember, the youth wing in 2015 had a very wonderful youth conference, very successful international youth conference. Those are things that we want to leverage going forward, so that we can galvanize more people and be more effective as a branch in terms of training and bringing up our youth. Training and orientation is also something that we couldn't do, of course, because of COVID and all that came up. It is something that we really need to delve into, because everything that we do as a branch has a source, which is the bylaws. So we need to start training and orienting people to understand the bylaws and the rules that governs what we do, so that we can all understand the fundamentals of what it is that guides us in everything that we do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, for showing us the way forward for the next 4 years, and what you and your leadership anticipate, to carry all of us along, to accomplish. At this, juncture, would like to remind our viewers and also listeners across the country and also, outside of the country as well, that we did, mention from the beginning that we would be giving all of you an opportunity to give us 2 questions that the chairperson, needs to answer, whatever it is that, whether pertaining to the chapter, the branch, or to your local, chapter that you want, the chairperson to be able to throw more light, to it. I've noticed looking at the chat room that we have not had any question as of yet. But as moderators, we do have 2 questions that we would be asking, the chairperson on your behalf. And I'm hoping that we can at least get, 2 individuals, to give us, these their questions. However, if you're unable to type, maybe you're driving, and then you want to just, maybe answer the question, we'll still give 2 people an opportunity, at least maybe raise your hand and through the chat room, and then we can at least, give you an opportunity to ask the question directly if we don't get to have any question come through the chat room. So at this moment, I would like to yield to Ms. Yvonne McCowan to ask chairperson the first, question. Ms. McCowan.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. All right, Madam Chair, you've led NPP USA over the past 4 years. What are the 2 biggest issues of concern in the branch as far as you are concerned as its chairperson, and how would you deal with them?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Yvonne. In my view, 2 concerns, or is it concerns, right? Okay.
2 biggest issues.
2 biggest issues. Okay, 2 biggest issues. It can be big, but it's not big for anybody if you put your mind to it. But I see the 2 biggest issue that we have as a branch. One, I did make mention of it. Chapters who are struggling is a concern. Quite a number of chapters are doing well, but we have chapters who are struggling. And for genuine reasons. And so how do we work around it, work with them to be able to keep their feet above, or their head above water? Running a party or political party in the diaspora is different from when you're running a political party in Ghana, where everything, culminates, everything goes to. First and foremost, people come here with a view to better their lives in America. Their preoccupation is to their families, to the jobs, to the schools they're attending, if that's the reason they are here. And so party politics become sort of secondary for so many people. And so to get people who are committed, spend their every day thinking about this party, working about for this party, contributing monies and resources to this party is something that can sometimes be draining, especially if they don't see the direct benefit through them being involved. And so that has the potential to reduce the morale of the people. And as a result, it will also drop the numbers of the branch and then the chapters. So that will be one biggest challenge that I see that the branch has. Because politics is a coalition of the willing. If you are not willing in politics, if you are there, you will not survive. One elder told me that in politics, there are 2 types of people that we have to deal with. We have people who are splinters, and we have people who are marathon. I mean, they run marathons. They are able to stay in throughout the entire haul of maybe 10 miles. There are people who come in, whatever they have in mind to want to achieve, if they don't achieve it, they are out. And so that is the kind of situation sometimes we feel. Low morale, not motivated, things, they haven't gotten anything within the party, and because of that, they are not able to give their best. They are quick to go out when the least thing happens. And so that is one area that I'll say. And then one other aspect also will be how our people in Ghana also relate to those of us here, because those are concerns that people share all the time. And so the goal and the strategy is that how do we build partnership? How do we network so that that mistrust that feeds into the way members here also feels about the people in Ghana can be bridged so that we can have a mutual understanding. We can bounce off of each other in terms of ideas and innovation and creativity so that we can be better and be able to surmount whatever challenges or concerns or problems that we see facing us. So those are the two things that in the immediate I could be able to speak to. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I will now yield to Moderator Emmanuel Mensah.
Thank you very much, Ms. Yvonne, and thank you, Madam Chair. You almost answered my question, but I will ask it anyway. My question is, some members of the branch perceive that NPP USA needs rebuilding to provide members with fair and equitable access to the party structure in Ghana, to improve lives through available opportunities that the party offers. Are you committed to rebuilding the branch? And what impact will this make for the branch in the next 4 years?
Yeah, can you repeat your question again, please?
Okay.
Yeah.
Some members of the branch in USA perceive that NPP USA needs rebuilding to provide members with fair and equitable access to the party structure in Ghana in order to improve lives and opportunities available. Are you committed to rebuilding the branch? And what impact will this make for the branch in the next 4 years?
Okay, thank you. I think as a party, we are work in progress. So rebuilding ourselves, reinventing ourselves has to be some kind of a daily thing that we do. It doesn't have to be, but in terms of how we get equal opportunities for our members, first of all, as a party, we have to all accept that we have what we call a collective vision, the vision that binds all of us together. We have to believe in a certain kind of ideology, which should be common to all of us. We have to believe in the victory of the party, which should be common to us. And within the collective vision is where our individual aspirations and or vision also should lie within. So if you go with your individual vision first before the parties, we may not get the destination that we're looking for. So we have to look at the bigger picture of the party first, then our individual vision will come in there somewhere. For some people, all they look for in the party is to make sure that the party, if we are in power, we are doing what is good for the people of Ghana, doing what we say we'll do to better the lives of our people in Ghana. That is ultimately why they have chosen to be part of this group or this party called the New Patriotic Party. For some people, they are looking into having opportunities for their family members, their nephews and nieces and cousins who are students or whatever. What opportunities are there that they can also get a benefit of? because we have created a society in Ghana where who you know is what determines what you get from the national cake, which is a very, very serious situation. But that is the reality that a lot of people face. If your child or your nephew or your nieces finish school and they don't know anybody in government or they don't know anybody in some corporation, they sit home for a very long time. And so for people in the party, their goal is, I'm in the party, I'm working for the party, I want us to stay in power. What can I do if I'm looking for, let's say, my ward to go into the military or to go into the armed forces or to get scholarship to study, to do further studies? How do I, get, some sort of help? And I believe that as a branch, we should be able to position ourselves to find out opportunities that are out there that other folks in Ghana are also getting for their friends, their wards, their children, that we can also seek that same benefit for some of our people here who may be looking for one thing or the other for their nephews and nieces. So it is something that I believe we should do. Within the last 4 years, I've had the opportunity to, lobby for scholarship for some people. Some of them got it, many didn't get it. I've had the opportunity to lobby for the police recruitment for people. One or two got it, many of them didn't get it. But we will not continue to relent. We will continue to push, and whatever opportunities that are there that our members here can also benefit for their families who are in Ghana, we are willing to do that. When you look at our fourth republic, this is the second time NPP has been in power. When you look at the kind of progress we made as a party from we winning power in 2001, how many of our diaspora friends was able to be absorbed into government, and compared to this time around, the numbers shot up significantly, and which to me is an improvement of what we did from Kufuor's time and what is done. So these are some of the things that comes up, and we are not going to relent. Like I said, we are going to continue to push, and whatever opportunities that are there that our members can also enjoy for their family members, will continue to solicit and lobby and speak on their behalf. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, for your elaborate response to the questions that were asked. I think we've had 2 questions from the public or from the viewers, as we had asked for. One actually came through the chat room, and that is actually by Reverend Sarkodie. And then the other, I think Mr. Michael Amoakon has his hand raised as well. So at this point, I would like to call on Mr. Amoakon to ask his question first. And then we would have Ms. Yvonne read what question we have on the chat room from Reverend Sarkodie, which will be the last of the questions we have to ask our chairperson. Mr. Amoakon, over to you to ask your question.
Thank you so much. Madam Chair, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Chairman.
Good. Yeah, when you were talking, you made mention of helping the constituencies in Ghana during the last year's election. Yeah, we did contribute to 2 of them. If my mind serves me right, we contribute to Viaboso and then Odan constituency. We asked them to provide a receipt that they have received the money. As at now, they did not provide the receipt. My question is, what measures have we put in place to make sure that they are using the money for the purpose that we send the money for? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. our Chairman Amoakon, for your question. Well, first of all, like I said, what we do here to a very large extent goes to complement the efforts of our people in Ghana, so that together we form a very strong party to be able to go and face our opponent, which is who are contesting or competing against us. Within the period of the elections, a lot goes on in terms of how the constituency elections are run, how the regional elections are run, and then how the national or campaigns are run. When you send us resources to a particular constituency, and it goes with an instruction of what they have to use the money for, then the expectation is that they are going to use it purposely for what you want them to use the money for. If you send them the money with no instructions, then they are going to make their own internal decisions as to how they are going to use the money for. And in running a campaign in Ghana, even the cost of, I would say, transportation, buying gas to move around the various polling stations is very costly. Some of these funds can go in there, and once it goes in there, it's gone. When it comes to, let's say, the D-Day operations, food, things like that, that they have to prepare, the people that they have to send to the various polling stations. Some of them have to be given, some kind of, how do they call it? Some kind of, transportation money to be able to go and work for the party and come back. Because when you look at the population within our party, so many people don't work. And so if you have to send them to go and deliver a message or go and campaign in one area or the other, they will need some sort of support to be able to get there. And so some of this money can go into some of these things. But let's say if you send money with the view that I want a borehole built in this community, then the expectation is that you should be able to see the borehole that you send the money for. But monies that are sent without instructions, it is at the discretion of the party, the local party, to decide on where they need the help the most to be able to push the money into. And so that is where, but at least once you gave them money and they wanted some kind of a receipt or certificate to show that, yes, you gave them something, I think they should have been able to give something to you. So it is something that I can look into and do a follow-up on it, and then get whatever necessary documents you need. But as the mother party, which is the national party, NPP USA did a donation of 100,000 for the D-Day operations only. And right there, they were given a formal letter that shows that we have given them that particular contribution. So we have the letter to show for, and I believe that the constituencies also do it. As to why, in this particular instance, they did not do it, I believe we can look into it and then get you the necessary certificate or letter attesting to the fact that that was done. So you can also put it on your file here. So it can be followed up and feedback will be given. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I think we appreciate your response, and I just want to remind our viewers, our time is fast spent. We've spent extra 20 minutes, more than we have allotted to our Madam Chair. So we're going to try to wrap up as quickly as possible. So Ms. Yvonne, would like you to read out the question that was posted in the chat room to Madam Chair so she can respond. And that will be the last of the questions we have for her tonight.
Thank you. I'll do just that. And thank you all who submitted your questions. We have one that was picked out that we're going to ask. So to Madam Chair, what are we going to do to make sure we take advantage of the benefits the party allocates to the regions, such as a regional allocation for appointments? Have we been given such allocations in the past, or how do we work together to seek such collective benefits?
Okay, thank you. In fact, I've heard this thing about regional allocation, constituency allocation. I cannot say, or I cannot attest to a factual statement that something of that sort is happening, but it's been rumored all over that there's some regional allocation. But you go back to the 1992 Constitution, it is clear who the mandate of appointments lies with, which is the president. It is the decision of the president to give who he wants to give something to. Regional party, national party, external branch party can have intentions. And as to whether the intentions will be accepted or will be what will define what the president will want to do, that's another matter altogether. Whatever we've heard are mostly rumors, whether it is true, whether it's perceived, whether there is some iota of truth. I cannot sit here and say that I know that for a fact. But one thing I know in politics is that you lobby for what you think you want, what you think you have the requisite qualification and the skill set to be able to handle. You lobby for it. You present yourself for it. And when your presentation convinces the person who is to do the allocation, then that should go in your benefit. I remember the last, in 2017, when we won power, NPP USA had plans of people who wanted to actually go to Ghana. Resumes were collected, it was submitted. You know, the president directed that it be given to, you know, his chief of staff. It was done. As to whether that is what will form the basis of how the president is going to allocate or assign certain positions is a whole different ball game. I do not know of any branch whose allocation or whatever they sent to the presidency is what was used to work. And I do not know of any region too whose intentions, this is how I'll put it, intentions, that as a region, let's sit down, let's see where we want to have people placed. Whether the president will want to go for it or not, that I cannot speak to it. But I know that we have a duty as members who have intentions of wanting to serve in a certain capacity because we have the skill set, we have what it takes, we have the knowledge and the experience to handle it, to, as a matter of fact, lobby for it. And as a branch, we will not hesitate to stand in and lobby for any member among ourselves who has some interest somewhere that they want to. And it's something that we did, we've done, and we are going to continue to do it. If people want something and we are aware of it, and there's a chance that we can lobby for our lobby to go through, definitely we are going to do it. But in terms of the branch saying, okay, this is what we want, so the president, go ahead and make it happen. I do not know anything of that sort that has happened. It is intentions, and people are going to follow up, people are going to lobby. If the president hears you and he gives you something, hallelujah. But it is not something that is set in stone, or that is the mandate of the party to be directing the president to do that. I do not know of any of such. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Emmanuel?
Thank you very much, Ms. McCarwin. And thank you, Madam Chair. Napoleon Bonaparte, said, a leader is a dealer in hope. And we believe that as a leader, with your sense of direction, you certainly would inspire and give us hope, and to lead us to the ultimate decision, destination in the next, 4 years. We would like at this point in time for you to give us your closing statement or remark before we finally sign off, and that you have been given 2 minutes to bring us to a closure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, moderator, Chairman Emmanuel, my sister Yvonne. And thank you also to the Elections Committee for giving us this opportunity to present ourselves to our esteemed members of NPP USA. As I said earlier, NPP USA membership has been very good and very kind to this leadership. You've given us your cooperation these 4 years. In the midst of COVID, when we came to your doors, asking for your help to help our country, Ghana, you did not disappoint us. Together, we were able to raise $25,000 to assist the COVID fund. And we could not have done this without your support. And for that, we are very, very, very grateful. And we thank you all, wherever you took the monies from, that God will continue to bless us and replenish that. Going forward, we are going to continue to count on your unflinching support. I believe in inclusion. I believe in expanding our collective potential. And I believe also in serving in humility. Because it is through this that we can together make something big for our party and our mother, Ghana. And I promise to be a selfless leader, a committed leader, a leader who respects the views and opinions of each and every one. I want to see us engage each other. Let us not dwell on rumors. Or if you hear rumor, I am just a phone call away. Call me, find out. So you can have a better opinion or a chance to be able to understand the issues better. I believe if we work together in that unity of purpose, we would make NPP USA great. And the vision ahead of us to want to retain power come 2024 will be accomplished with your help and with your guidance and with your ideas. Because NPP USA is the incubator of ideas, and we want to continue doing that to serve our party here and to serve our mother country, Ghana, and our party, the New Patriotic Party. So thank you for indulging me tonight, and I wish all of you a wonderful time coming to a conference come next week. So thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. We are so appreciative of your time that you've devoted to give the membership of this branch your vision for the next 4 years. We're also acknowledging all of our members who have had the opportunity to participate and also to join wherever you are tonight to listen to our chair give us her vision and plan of directions for the next 4 years. We would like at this point in time, before we wrap up finally, to just share a few announcements with you. That come June 2022, which is June 2nd, there will certainly be an opening of the ballot. June 3rd, will be certainly organizing an election for the branch. As you all aware that Cincinnati has been so kind, and they will be hosting all of us this year for the delegates conference. We do want to entreat all of you and those that have not had a chance to join us, but that we can be able to relay the information to do the best we can. It's not too late to register to ensure that they are part of the wonderful and historical event that we're anticipating to take place in Cincinnati. We thank you all so much for spending such your valuable times with us tonight, and we do know that we will see you again come June 3rd in Cincinnati. But do remember that is an opportunity for all of us to participate in the upcoming election as well. If you are a delegate, we highly encourage you that you look out for your emails, and that when that time is given, you would certainly go out there using your emails to vote online so that you can vote for your right candidate of choice to lead us into the next 4 years. We thank you all so kindly. We're grateful. And we want to say we thank the election committee for the branch for giving myself and my co-moderator, Ms. Yvonne McCowan, an opportunity to moderate the last 3 programs. We know how much you value this branch, and to organize this for all of us, we have been highly educated to make our choices. So with that, God bless all of you. Thank you so much. And we look forward to see you all in Cincinnati come June 3rd. And we wish you safe travels ahead of time. And may God bless all of us as we meet to make a decision on behalf of our branch and our party. God bless you, and may you have a great night.
Thank you.